everyone. I'm Justine with State of Grace Tarot. Welcome to my little channel here on TarotTube. Today I have an overall general reading for the week ahead. I really appreciate you all stopping by and joining me to see what this week will bring us. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. I'll speed that up so you don't have to sit through this. All right, so for our overall energy of the week, we have the Three of Voices. That's the Three of Swords. Let's see what we need to know for the week. The Magician. We need to do the Chariot. We need to release Revolution. This is the Tower. What we need to contemplate is the Ten of Cups. Now I want to get a couple of oracles. Have the Cosmic Crossroads. We have freedom, surrender, and vulnerability. And then a message from this inner child oracle. Our message is, there is hope ahead. Have courage and take heart, for there is hope. Which is a great message since it looks like we're dealing with some Three of Swords energy this week. So overall, it looks like it might be somewhat of a challenging week, but as our oracle tells us, there is hope. The Three of Swords is about, traditionally maybe about heartbreak, but really it's about growth of the mind. And growth is not always the most comfortable of things. Maybe this week we'll be dealing with obstacles, and they're going to be very challenging for us. Maybe it's a bit of a stormy time. Maybe we're dealing with some rejection or some loss or some learning, but that makes us feel vulnerable and open to criticism, whether that's internally or externally. But as we go through growth, we learn more about ourselves, and there's a freedom to knowing more about yourself, and being in your own power. And I feel like that's what this Magician is telling us. It's telling us, we have all the tools we need to create something new, and we need to just have the confidence in that. Like, it may be uncomfortable and you may feel like giving up, but know that you have the strength within you. Rely on your tools that you have. Look around and see, what can help you through this time that's productive. What we need to do this week is we have the Chariot, which is a card about, you know, forward movement, willpower, grit, determination. So we need to really rely on ourselves and dig deep this week to make sure that we're not getting derailed by whatever it is that's, getting us out of our comfort zone a little bit. Really rely on our discipline to keep us moving forward throughout the week. What we need to release here this week is, this feels like maybe death of the ego a little bit. Maybe we need to surrender to these changes that are happening. That's going to be uncomfortable, but it's probably going to be pretty quick. And if we're able to get through it and get to the other side, we'll be able to see that there is hope. I think what we need to contemplate is, what do we really want? The Ten of Cups, it's kind of the happily ever after card. The challenge and the homework for us this week is, what does that Ten of Cups look like? What does happily ever after look like to us? Maybe it looks like something completely different than what we thought it did. Maybe that's what we're needing to open ourselves up to and realize that, oh, I've been on this path and now my worldview has changed a little bit. And what I thought I used to want is no longer in alignment. That's not the path I want to go down. That can be what is uncomfortable. That can leave us with a little bit of sorrow, and you can, you know, miss the things that used to bring you joy in the past, but still know that, maybe those things won't bring you joy in the future. Those aren't the things that will, you know, lead you to a fuller, happier, more aligned life in the long term. And sometimes that's hard to face. It's not comfortable. Maybe it was an aha moment and we're still dealing with that. But there's, so many tools and resources out there for us to look at, to rely on. Maybe there's like some meditations or journaling or art projects or going on a walk or, working out, clearing our mind, to be able to kind of get our mind off the distraction, the path, the negative thoughts, and really focus on sort of a vision board of what the future looks like to us. Now is a great time for that. We're at the beginning of um, the astrological year. Use that New Year's energy to come up with, the things you want to do over the next year. What does that look like? think that's all I have for now. I hope you really enjoyed this reading. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you again soon.